guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sonia and I'm a content creator based in Toronto, Canada. If you are new here, thanks for stopping by. Please press the subscribe button so you become part of the family and enjoy all the good stuff that I have to share here. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys for coming back. Thank you for always watching my videos. I notice I get more views than I do get likes. It's so easy. Like, once you just click on the video, before you do anything else, just give it a thumbs up. Just hit the like button, like, immediately. I would love if you could comment on my posts, on my videos, but if you can't, just give it a thumbs up. Like, you're watching it. Even if it's 1 minute of the video you're watching, during that 1 minute, just hit the like button, okay? Thank you guys. If you have been following my vlogs for when I went to Aruba for my birthday vacation. I really wanted to just get out and do something fun for my birthday, so I went to Aruba. I'm gonna share the info that I have, like all the stuff I did, the cost of everything. I have a notebook and my iPad here. In preparation for my trip, I did my nails, which I'm trying to get rid of now. I made some outfits, some honeybee fashion outfits, because I love to do that for any trip I'm going. I've been doing that since like 2013. Any trip I'm going for, I try to make at least 1 or 2 outfits. I did have to do a COVID test. Aruba requires that you have a COVID test, a negative COVID test, and it has to be the nasal one. There's a particular one they ask for, and it has to be at least at most 72 hours before you arrive in Aruba. So I was to arrive in Aruba on Saturday morning, so I did my test on Wednesday morning, and I did get it on time, but there was a but. The place I did it was free, but the issue was when you went to check online, it doesn't like show up immediately. It doesn't show up immediately after 2 days, because they told me 2 to 4 days before you get the results. So I took my chances, even though I needed it in 3 days. And it doesn't show up online immediately. And on the online version, you can't really print it out. So you need to ask them, you need to call them and ask them if you can come and get it, or if they can send it to you, they can email it to you. So that's what I had to do. And the funny story about that is we were waiting for our flight from Toronto to DC. I got my results. I kept checking, and it wasn't there. So I decided to call them, and I only decided to call them when they told us that, because I told you guys in my vlog, if you watched it, that we boarded the plane and then there was an issue, so they told us to come out from the plane and wait again before we boarded again. So the second time around, when I came out from the plane, is when I decided to call these guys. And so I called them, and they said, yeah, my results are negative, and I had to call the pharmacy to send me a scanned copy of the results, right? And so I guess it was a good thing that that delay happened and that they had made us come out from the plane, because if I did not do that, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have been able to call them, because I would have been in the States and I would have been able to use my phone to call pharmacy. And by the time we'd have gotten to the States, it would have been too late to even reach them for them to send it to me. And we were leaving the next morning, Saturday morning, very early to go to Aruba. So it would have been too late for me and I needed it to board to get on the plane to go to Aruba from DC. So that delay, I believe, was for my sake, for me to get my negative COVID test results. We did like what we did. We used Airbnb. We didn't do the resort at first anyways, because obviously, to be honest, I didn't have that much money, but I did want to have a good time still, and I didn't want to like pay for the resort, because when you pay for the resort and the food, you have less money to spend on activities. Except you have a lot of money, then paying for the resort, like all inclusive, is not a big deal. You can pay for that and still have money to do activities. But I knew that I wouldn't be able to do both with the money I had budgeted for this trip, which was $1,500. I had budgeted to spend $1,500 on everything for this trip, and I was able to do that. Number one, because I had booked a flight to Puerto Rico for Afro Nation in March, and I wasn't able to go because of COVID. So I got flight credits on United Airlines. So I used my flight credits to go for this trip. So that like offset the cost of a ticket. So I didn't have to pay for a ticket. And I actually even had leftover credit, which I used for my friend who went with me on the trip. He used it towards his ticket, and then he just paid the balance of what was left. The whole ticket was about 700 and something Canadian dollars. So with what I had from the credit, he only had to pay $498. I decided to rent a car, but I was gonna do it from here, but I wasn't sure, because I wanted to use my company discount. So I wasn't sure how it worked, if I'll be able to do it online with my company discount. So I just was like, okay, let's wait and get there and get to the Airbnb and see if we actually do need the car, which was a mistake. We should have gotten the rental from the airport, to be honest, because the money we spent from a taxi to the airport was wasted money. It was like $30 US from the airport to the Airbnb, and we didn't need to spend that because the car rental was costing like 20 something dollars a day. So we got a car rental for the whole 8 days. So we've gotten to the Airbnb when we decided to book the car rental. I booked the car rental online, and we called them to pick us up. Enterprise called them to pick us up and take us to the airport to finish the whole process and take the car. So we had the car from the day one when we landed to when we were coming back, when we dropped off at the airport to when we were headed back to Toronto. And the whole thing cost 248 Canadian dollars, which was a steal as far as I'm concerned. But I did get a company discount, so I think that helped. So because we're staying in Airbnb and we're trying to like save on money we're spending, we didn't want to spend too much money eating out. So we decided to, especially because we're staying for like 8 days, decided to go grocery shopping that first day. So when we got the car, on our way back from the airport, we went grocery shopping straight away. We had seen some shops on our way to the Airbnb at first that the taxi driver lady pointed out to us. And so we went to one of them, which we shouldn't have. Honestly, we should have just wandered and would have found like a local store that I'm sure would have been cheaper. But we went to one of these big stores that, everything there is pretty much imported. Like your Fortinos or one of those stores, like a Metro. So we went to that, and the groceries that we bought cost like 150 Canadian altogether. So and each person going into the store had to have their own basket. So I had my own trolley or shopping basket or whatever, and he had his. And so all the stuff that was in mine, we split it up when we were paying. So I paid for the stuff that was in mine, and everything came up to like 90 um Canadian dollars, and his stuff came up to like 60 Canadian dollars. So everything together was like $150 groceries that lasted us for the whole time we were there. We did eat out that first day. We did eat, like, we went to some roadside shawarma place because we were hungry, and we knew we're not gonna go start cooking immediately because we were tired. So that's what we did. We had shawarma that day, which was about like 17 US dollars for both our shawarmas. And what else? What else? Yeah, so that's how we're pretty much doing the trip. We were splitting costs of stuff. Sometimes I'll pay for something, sometimes he paid for something. I paid for the car rental, and he gave me money in US for it. And so yeah, that's what we were pretty much doing. We did get a SIM card. I think the plan was 30 of their money, florins, 30 florins for a week plan of 4 gig data. So we did get a SIM card because we knew we were going to be driving and we're going to need Google Maps to get around, and just to not be lost. We went on a boat cruise. The boat cruise we found on, I think, TripAdvisor. I'm going to link everything as much as I can link onto this post. So in case you're planning to go to Aruba, you have a resource you can go to, you can come check out to see stuff you could do when you go. Cruise was like a sunset cruise and dinner. So you're supposed to go on the cruise and come back for dinner. But the sunset cruise cost, I think it was 95 US dollars per person, which ended up being 253 Canadian dollars for both of us. I ordered a birthday cake. The Airbnb people were so nice. I had asked them before I came if they had like a local that could make a nice cake for my birthday, and I sorted it out with them. I didn't pay them at first. I just ordered it, and when I got there and the lady delivered the cake to me on my birthday, I paid her. It was 20 US dollars. Oh, there's something to note. In Aruba, there's free Wi-Fi in most places, unlike in Cuba. Cuba really didn't have Wi-Fi anywhere. But Aruba has free Wi-Fi in most places you go. Most of the beaches have free Wi-Fi. Most of the restaurants have free Wi-Fi. If you're like downtown, you just be walking and there's like lots of free Wi-Fi everywhere. And we booked the Jeep tour. The ABC tour. I'm gonna link that. Our tour guide was Boss Lady. She's the best. My friend booked that, and that cost, there was a 25% off for each person. I can't remember how much it was at first, but then it ended up costing us 165 Canadian. And the beaches we went to Eagle Beach. I think that's around downtown area. We went to Palm Beach, which was close to us, like walking distance from where our Airbnb was. I'll link the Airbnb as well, and everything linkable, I'm gonna link it. We went to Baby Beach. I loved Baby Beach because that is the snorkeling beach. There's lots of fish and there's sea turtles. There's lots of stuff to see underwater in Baby Beach. I think most of the waters in Aruba, there's fish you can see if like you want to see, but Baby Beach was like superb. Like that was like a proper snorkeling spot, and Baby Beach is all the way at the south end of Aruba, like all the way. It's like on the opposite end of where we were. We were up north, and then Baby Beach is down south. The Flamingo Island, which was like something I said I definitely needed to do because it's popular when you Google Aruba, you see it. So I was like, I definitely have to go there. But the issue was like to go there if you're not staying in the hotel in Renaissance Resorts Aruba, you're gonna have to pay $125 per person, and that's US dollars per person to get to that island, to have access to that island. But if you're staying in the hotel, you have access to the island as many times as you want in a day. You can go there. They had like a shuttle water taxi that takes everyone there because they have two hotels, the adult one and the family one. So they have a water taxi that picks people up from both and takes them to the private island. So because when we booked the Airbnb, it was not available for our last night, we were like, okay, let's book our last night in the hotel so we can have access to that island. But then the price for the one night was the same price for 2 nights. So we decided to just book 2 nights. So we ended up moving from the Airbnb on Friday night when we were supposed to check out on Saturday to the hotel, but we didn't check out the Airbnb. We still kept it there so we can come back for dinner and breakfast. Dinner on Friday and breakfast on Saturday before checking out, which is what we did. It made more sense to pay for the 2 nights in the hotel than to pay $125 US dollars per person just to go to the island. I think what that was the same price for 2 nights in the hotel, because the 2 nights in the hotel cost us 382 Canadian dollars, which is like 200 and something US dollars. So it made more sense to just, stay in the hotel, because if we did not stay in the hotel, we're still gonna have to pay for one night in the Airbnb plus pay the $125 per person, which wouldn't have made any sense. The one night in Airbnb was like 82 US plus the 100 and like let's say $250 for both of us. Didn't make sense. It just made sense. The hotel was pretty nice. It was a decent hotel. It's very modern and it was cool. It was a nice hotel. Nothing very special, but it was a nice hotel. It was not run down at all. It was a good hotel. It was nice and clean and modern, and it was nice. And they had towels pretty much everywhere. If you go to the pool, there are towels there, so you don't have to take towels from your room. If you go to the gym, there are towels there. If you go to the island, the private island, there are towels there, so you don't have to take towels from your room. Just a note. The Airbnb also had towels, like beach towels for people to use. They had beach chairs for you to use if you wanted to. And then they obviously had room towels as well. They had lots of stuff. Like the Airbnb was dope. Like it was like a dope place. Like the aesthetics was beautiful. It's a beautiful place, and I just like the fact that they had a little hot tub and a pool, and the way they just decorated it. It was beautiful. When you board your flight to Aruba and you land in Aruba, you're gonna go through some processes and to show them that your COVID test results, and you're gonna actually have to upload it online first before you travel. You're supposed to, at least 12 hours before you arrive, you should have filled the form online, uploaded it online. You're supposed to also purchase Aruba's insurance, which was like $30. Yeah, their health insurance was like 32 US dollars for each person. So both of us, it was like 80 Canadian dollars for both of us. So you have to purchase that online first, fill the form online, then they send you a QR code to say that yes, you are free to fly or board the plane. When you get back, they're going to check all that and give you something like a pass that you're supposed to give to either your Airbnb or your hotel. The Airbnb didn't require it, but the hotel requires that card. So do not lose it if you're going to stay in a hotel or resort or whatever, because if you don't have that card, even though you're in the country, which shows that you are COVID negative, they're still going to need to see that card before they allow you check in. And I even forgot that they gave us that card. So when they're asking for it, I was like, what card? I don't know. They didn't give me any of that. And I told my friend to go to the car and check if those cards were in our passport, and they were. So thank goodness we were able to check in at 7 p.m. And there are two parts of the private island, the Flamingo Beach. that has like smaller flamingos and bigger, pinker or orangey or pinker, orangier flamingos. So make sure you don't just go to one part of the part where they have the bigger flamingos is usually a lot more busy, and the other part is a bit more chill. So make sure you do go to both islands. And they say you should not play your own music on the general part of the beach where they have the free beach chairs, but you can also rent like cabanas. I think it's 100 or something bucks. I'm not sure. I'll check that online and probably add it to the video for the cabanas. And those are really nice if you can afford it to go to the cabanas. I think there you can play your own music and whatever. But yeah, and they also had fish in that water, so you could actually also snorkel there if you wanted to. Some recommendations of where to go. There was this restaurant we went to by the sea called Zerova. You should go there. Baby Beach, to the Ericok National Park, the natural pool, and the Quadrica Cave. If you go to the Ericok Natural Park, to the Ericok National Park, all those stuff are around there. You can hike to the pool, the natural pool, also known as Conchi, or you can go on a tour. We decided to use the ABC Jeep Safari tours and took us to the natural pool, Conchi, and the Indian Cave, I think the Quadrica Cave. It just made it easier. Like, man, that hike would have been something if we decided to hike. We tried to find that place by ourselves, the natural pool by itself, twice, but it didn't work. It's on the second time we decided to go to that park. We followed some signs and it led us to that park, and then we asked questions and they told us about how to get there. So they tell you can either rent like a four-wheel drive car, like a Jeep or an ATV yourself and go to the pool, or you can do one of the tours. And when we looked at the cost of everything, it just made sense to pay for the tour rather than renting our own car, because you have to rent your own, and then you have to, if you rent a Jeep, you have to rent it, and then you have to clean it, pay a cleaning fee of $100 for them to clean it because you're going off-roading and it's going to get dirty. The ATVs, I don't think you can rent ATVs from the same company, ABC Tours, and you can drive those yourself, but those are a bit more expensive. And we just decided that we didn't want to drive ourselves. We just wanted to relax and be driven. And so there are four of us in that Jeep tour. And I think to go into the park is like $11 US, but if you're booking with the tour, that covers the park entry fee, and they give you water like that you can refill as much as you want. And it's like 4 hours for the tour. But I'm gonna link it so you can see all the information there. Talk about, okay, yeah, we did have to pay for our checked in bags to check in our bags on United. Out in total, that was the shawarma day, the dinner on Saturday because we had checked out, and breakfast on Sunday for both of us cost us about 100 Canadian dollars. Then we did refill the gas in the car, which cost about 25 Canadian dollars. So in total for this trip, grand total for this trip, we spent, yay! We didn't go above my budget. And then when we got back, there was the public health thing with, they ask you questions about if you have to fill in something on Arrive Canada. You have to download the app Arrive Canada on your phone, or you fill it online on your computer or whatever, but you have to fill some information there, and they ask you if you were living with anyone that's vulnerable. I filled yes because my mom is here. They don't consider my son as vulnerable, but they consider my mom as vulnerable because she's over 60, over the age of 65. So I feel that I didn't see the need to lie. I don't really like lying like that, to be honest. I try as much as possible not to lie. So I feel that. And then after I finished with immigration, they took me to some public health place to talk to my mom. They had to speak to my mom apparently to be sure that she's okay with me coming back to this house to self-isolate for 14 days. And we guaranteed them that yes, we have two different rooms. And I was like, yeah, as long as you have two different rooms, it's easy. And even if you're sharing a washroom, it's easy. You can still self-isolate, just wear a mask around them and try not to use the washroom at the same time as them. So that was the advice they gave us. They never did call me, although they called my friend to check up on us or whatever, but they didn't call me. But I did have to like log in every day on Arrive Canada to confirm that I am not showing any symptoms. However, when I did come back, I came back on Sunday night. On Monday, I did something I probably shouldn't have done, but I went to get a COVID test just because for my son and my mom's sake, I really wanted to just get that out of the way. So I'm going to get a COVID test done, and I tried to keep a distance from them as much as I could till I got the results, and they were negative, so that was good. things that we did pack though, just in case you're wondering what we packed and what we took. We did buy some alcohol from here from LCBO. I bought he brought tequila, I bought prosecco and white wine, and we checked it in. I did get some space stuff. You know what that means? I spent a whole bunch of money on my nails that I'm trying to now get rid of. I packed bathing suits for each day. So each day that we spent there, I had a different bathing suit to wear. I packed my snorkel gear. I did not get the flippers, so just the goggles and the breathing thing pipe was like $13 from Walmart. I don't know. I doubt they still have it. Took a bunch of random jewelry, toiletries, and skincare products. Sunscreen for my face, separate one for my face, separate one for my body. 2 pairs of heels. I think I only wore one actually to go out. The other one I just wore for my shoot. 2 sandals, 1 pair of slides, 1 pair of bathroom slippers, and I wore my running shoes to go there and come back. So the same pair of jeans that I wore to go and top that I wore to go is what I wore to come back. I packed outfits for each day. I packed workout gear, which I only use once on the last day. I packed a bunch of underwear. Y'all know I don't really wear underwear, so I did wear once in a while, maybe like once or twice when it was necessary, but you know, I really don't wear underwear. And most of the time I was wearing my bathing suit underneath what I was wearing, so I didn't really need to wear. Took my multivitamins. We took our own snacks. We took some plantain chips, and we took our spices, suya spice, Nor cubes, and other stuff. I took a swim cap because I wanted to preserve the braids in front for as long as I could. I packed a towel, but I didn't use that. All my gadgets, my action camera, all my tripod, lots of stuff that I needed, my camera, my Osmo, vlogging cam, laptop, iPad, iPhone. Tipping money, I took like $100. Oh no, I took just $50 worth of tipping money. We didn't really have to tip so much there, but we tipped every now and then. You know, because we're not in a resort, in an all-inclusive where you always have to tip like your waiters or whatever. That's why we didn't end up tipping so much. We only tipped when like we went out. So yeah. So that's all I did to prepare for this trip and go on this trip. So you see how you can have a nice holiday. If you guys watch my vlogs, you see that was a pretty fun and nice holiday that I only spent $1,200 on. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe. If you haven't, please like and leave a comment. Would you do this kind of trip, or you're only all about all-inclusive? Because, you know, for someone like me, I wanted to really have an adventure and just, you know, I like to travel and experience places as a local. Some people are of the opinion if you don't have enough money to do all-inclusive and do all the activities you want, then you shouldn't travel. I'm not of that opinion. I don't feel I need to not travel because I can't afford to do it big. I feel I can travel with any amount of money I have and still have an awesome experience. After all, both of us will still say we went to the same place and who probably did the same activities. The only difference is we did not stay in luxury. I didn't stay in luxury, maybe you did. So although I feel my Airbnb was like a budget luxury, but it was good. It didn't even feel like run down or whatever. I didn't feel like I was, you know, compromising on anything, to be honest. Yeah. But if you really don't feel like cooking, I didn't really do any cooking at all. It was my friend that was doing all the cooking. So if you really don't feel like cooking, you could also just put eating out all the time into your expenses, or maybe all-inclusive would definitely be the better option for you. So yeah, let's have a conversation in the comment section about what you would prefer. Would you travel this way, or does it always have to be all-inclusive? Like just give your opinions about how it is. I just feel like travel is for the experience. It doesn't always have to be luxury. I mean, there are times for that. There are times I've done all-inclusive. Funny enough, all-inclusive was never a thing until I moved to this part of the world. When I was traveling in Europe, I was not really thinking about all-inclusive and all of that. I could stay in a hotel, but I still have to buy all my food when I'm eating out or whatever. So yeah, it just depends on the kind of trip you're trying to do. If you're doing it with family, you probably don't want to be cooking, so it's all-inclusive, or you hire a chef or something. So yeah, there are different options, but do not limit yourself. Do not feel because you don't have money to travel in luxury that you should not travel. Please travel with whatever you have and have the best experience you have. At the end of the day, it's perspective and your mindset. Once you're going to have fun, to enjoy yourself, you're not allowing anything to stress you, you're going to have fun. Okay? Thank you guys for watching. Bye.